Hey Instagram, it's Friday. I'm literally kind of done with like editing videos, finished, writing emails, drinking hot tea. I'm not making dinner yet. So then I was like, why not just get on Facebook, or it's not Facebook, this is Instagram. Why not just get on Instagram and answer questions? So here we are, it's Friday. Good to see you joining me. So I'm literally here to answer your questions right now, if you have any. So feel free to throw them in the comment, or I'm here to listen to what you have to tell me in the comments. Tell me where you're from. Tell me all the things. I was like, I'm bored. So here we are in an Instagram live. Hi. Hi, Marty. How you doing? I'm drinking hot tea. When it gets cold outside, and it's gonna get real cold. I'm from Texas, so what I say is when the temperature gets below my age, it's cold, period. And I'm 49, so yeah, so I'm cold. So it got below 49 today. What is it I do? You're new to this. If you're new to my page, I am a fat loss coach. And I also write low-calorie cookbooks. I do group coaching. I do one-on-one coaching. I have a team of coaches. I do a whole lot of things. Happy Friday from Alabama, from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I love Hattiesburg, Mississippi. They have beautiful trees there. Yeah, how do you get over a winter slump? Great question. You plan a vacation to an island somewhere, which is what I did. Spring break, we are going to Isla Mujeres. Anybody ever been to Isla Mujeres? Because I'm super excited about it. Man, somebody from Australia is watching. Man, that's amazing. How to start a calorie deficit. I'll tell you, go to thecaloriedeficitqueen.com and click on Getting Started. There's a tab. It's called Getting Started at thecaloriedeficitqueen.com. And when you click on Getting Started, you literally calculate your calorie deficit for free. And you calculate your protein goal for free, and it has resources on getting started. So that's how you start one. Breakfast or not. I personally eat breakfast kind of later, like a 9:30, 10 o'clock breakfast. If I get up, I have to get my kids ready for school. I have to take my kids to school. I'm just not ready to eat breakfast at that time. So I do eat breakfast. I just eat a later breakfast. Meal timing to me is not as important if you're in if I have a client that's in a fat loss phase, meal timing is not important to me. North Carolina, Mexico, somebody's watching from Mexico. Ooh, I can't wait to come to Mexico. March. It's only 59 days away. I have a countdown timer on my phone. Watching from Canada. You're 72 years old and you need motivation. Girl, 72, that's amazing. That you're here and you're on Instagram and you're looking for motivation. Let me scroll down a little bit so I can stop the comments from going so fast. Since some people are putting questions in now. Is it normal the first week of your weight loss journey to not lose any weight, or is it normal to gain weight? It is normal for all the weird things to happen the first week in your weight loss journey. It is normal for the first week in your weight loss journey for you to gain weight. It is normal for people, some people lose weight. It is normal. Some people get totally constipated. Yep. Some people get diarrhea. You know why? Because you've made a change in your diet. And if you have this consistent diet for months and months and months and months, and then boom, you change your diet, yeah, your body's going to react. Your body might start holding on to water. That might cause weight gain. Your body might start shedding water. That might cause weight loss. Your body might, because of an increased protein, which is what I suggest, might constipate you. Maybe you've increased your fiber, but maybe you increase your fiber too much, and that might cause diarrhea. So there's a whole lot of things that can happen that first week, but here's the deal. Don't focus on that, on that. Focus on how can I create a change and be consistent with it. And that should be your focus. Best advice, there goes my kid in the background. Best advice you have to not binge when you start a reverse diet. Okay, did really well with the deficit, but struggle with reverse, not binging when I start to increase foods. Okay, so binge eating, you have to, I'm doing a live, by the way. You're welcome to walk by. Binge eating, there's different strategies that you have to think about. And first, I need you to think about what caused the trigger to make the binge eating happen in the first place. And I'll tell you the truth. A lot of times, binge eating occurs because you are restricting yourself earlier. So if you're somebody who's saying, I don't eat breakfast, I'm not eating breakfast, I'm not eating until 2 o'clock every day because I'm going to do intermittent fasting, you might end up in a binge cycle later that night because your body is dying for you to eat. Or if you're having a super tiny breakfast and a super tiny lunch, you might end up binge eating later in the day. So you might try changing those things first. Another thing, just work on strategies to help yourself, because here's the thing. You are gonna have cravings. Cravings are gonna happen, but you have to ride the wave of the crave. We'll say that again. You have to ride the wave of the crave. The wave that you have is a heightened emotion, and you have to ride that wave. Sometimes to ride the wave, grab your phone, set a timer, have a list, make a list, get a sticky note, write it down. Like, here are the 5 things I'm gonna do when I feel like I'm about to binge. Number 1, I'm gonna set my timer. I'm gonna set it for 5, be specific, set it for 5 minutes. Number 2, I'm going to go on a walk, although it's cold, so maybe that's not the thing you're gonna do unless you have a treadmill. And number 3, read my favorite book, right? So take a bath, do something, clean out my closet, something to distract you completely from what you were focused on first place, which is the binge. So think about what's triggering the binge in the first place, try to change that. And second, come up with strategies, write them down, and start practicing really. Ooh, yay, somebody has been following me for a really long time because you said you have a container of veggie hash already made, which means you've been following me for a while if you make veggie hash. Veggie hash, by the way, is like yellow squash and zucchini and onion and bell pepper kind of chopped with a veggie chopper, and then I keep it and I use it for like omelets and stir fries and all the salads and side dish, all the things. Coming in from Canada. I've been to Canada once when I was in my 20s. But the odd thing is it was Whitehorse. I went to Whitehorse, Canada. I was on my way to Alaska. We drove. I drove from Alaska. I drove from Texas to Alaska. It was 9 days to get there, just in case you were wondering. Oh my goodness, the amount of people who found me through that mayonnaise recipe. Y'all, I promise you, here's the funny part about that stupid mayonnaise recipe. I had that in my phone. I filmed it probably 3 months before I even pushed it out on Instagram, because I was like, nobody cares about this stupid mayonnaise recipe. I think I posted it on like a Tuesday or a Thursday, because those are the days that like are least watched on Instagram. So I was like, nobody cares about this. I'll just throw it out there. I had no idea, 0 idea everybody cares so much about low-calorie mayonnaise. And not only that, but I think in the video, I totally forgot to tell people to put water in it. So if you made it and it's way too thick, put water in it, thin it out. Oops. And now it's got like almost 11 million views. How do you feel about peptides? If you're somebody who wants to use peptides because it is better for you, like, for example, BPC 157 is a peptide. Your body naturally produces peptides already. So, and as a child, you actually produce more peptides than you do as an adult. As you grow up, you produce less peptides. Peptides are there to, different peptides have different purposes in your body. BPC 157 is one that I'm talking about. That is called body protective compound 157. It is a peptide to help if you have joint pain. I actually used it for a little bit. I think it helped a little bit. And by using that peptide, I had to inject it in myself because I had frozen shoulder. It helped minimally for me. Now, I'm not saying this is true for everybody. If you want to try it. But it cost a lot of money for the amount that I got. And so then I stopped using it. So, but that's just an example. If you have a peptide that you want to use for a purpose that brings you better health and it works, go for it. I'm all for it. I'm glad y'all say the mayonnaise recipe was amazing. Okay, scrolling through the comments, feel free to ask a question as I sit and drink my hot tea. This is mint tea with lemon Mio. So it's kind of like a lemon sweetener squeeze thing with hot mint tea. If you wake up at 6 a.m. and you go for brunch at 10:30, what do you suggest I eat for breakfast? Thanks. You know what I suggest you eat for breakfast, Denise? I suggest you eat what you want to eat. I mean, I don't know what your rest of your day looks like. I don't know what your goals are. Is your goal muscle gain? Is your goal fat loss? Is your goal it depends on what your goals are, on what my suggestion would be. I have some of my clients who are actually in a reverse diet phase. They've hit their goal. I have several clients who've hit their goal and they're in a reverse diet phase. They're gaining muscle. We're adding calories back. And then I have several clients who are still in a fat loss phase and they're seeing some amazing results. So I have clients all over the board, but we program for them what is right for them. Hi, y'all. Ask a question if you have a question. And I'm just going to scroll through the comments and drink my tea and wait for the cold weather to get here. So, since nobody's asking a question right now at this exact moment, let's see, what does my day look like? Let me explain what my day looks like. I get up, I get my kids ready for school. This is a weekday. Take them to school every single day. I go straight to the gym. 8 a.m. I'm at the gym every day. Monday through Friday. And then I usually leave the gym about 9:30. Sometimes 9 if I don't want to stay for more than an hour. But 9:30. Then the grocery store, mine is HEB, so shout out to Texans here. Grocery store is right across the street from the gym, so I pretty much go to the grocery store probably 3 to 4 times out of 5 weekdays. But it's also kind of my job to write cookbooks and try different recipes, so I'm always at the grocery store anyways. So luckily it's right across the street from the gym. I go to the grocery store, get the few things I need, head home, check emails, do customer service, have meetings with clients, check client profiles, post in my group forums for challenges that I'm doing, create media content for you guys, edit media content. Like there's so much. Who knew I would do all this? I was a school teacher for a very long time. And now this is what I do. How do I feel about excluding dairy for weight loss? I feel, here's the thing. I feel like if you want to exclude dairy because your gut has a better biome when you exclude dairy, well then exclude dairy. I do not exclude dairy from my diet, but if I have a client that wants to exclude dairy, that's fine. I'm not going to draw a hard line in the sand and be like, you have to exclude dairy and you have to do this and we're not going to do that. We're going to keep things in a form fit. Where's my bottle? Here it is. Hold on. Like, I named my business Form Fit. Stands for the 4 M's of fitness. And for those of you who are new, those 4 M's, mind shift, the way you think about yourself, the way you think about food, meal shift, shifting what you eat, changing your diet, right? Micro habits, the small incremental changes that you think don't add up, but they really do, and they make a big difference. And then muscle building, because if you don't build muscle, you're gonna have a hard time sustaining the fat loss. So those are the 4 M's. And we really stay laser focused on those 4 M's, whether you're a group client, individual client, whatever. You can go and find everything about me and my programs and all the things at thecaloriedeficitqueen.com. Okay, what do you like in your morning coffee? Looking for suggestions for low-calorie add-ins to keep creamy texture and sweet tasting. Okay, here's the deal. You may or may not agree with this. I personally love coffee. I love it a lot. It is my luxurious treat in the morning. I have tried just almond milk. Bleh. I've tried cashew milk. Bleh. I've tried a lot of things, a lot of oat milk creamers, this and that. Like, I've tried so many things and I'm just not satisfied. I really love the taste of the sugar-free creamers that you get from the grocery store. I use 2 tablespoons, and you know what I do? I measure the 2 tablespoons in my coffee every single morning, and I have 1 single cup of coffee with 2 tablespoons of sugar-free creamer, and I do put some oat milk in it because I like it extra creamy, and I don't want to use too much of that creamer, so I just use 2 tablespoons and then some oat milk, and then I'm good. I am not trying to say that it is, but it has chemicals, and if anybody knows about chemicals, y'all, I was a chemistry teacher. I know about chemicals, but I also know about habits and life and happiness. And I talk about, in my course, sometimes I talk about this thing called happiness quotient, because if you are in a calorie deficit and you're trying to lose fat and you're doing a ton of things that are brand new with a brand new diet, and you're like, oh, I have to drink black coffee every morning, it makes me so sad. And then I have to eat a salad for every meal, and that makes me sad. And then I have to do this workout that I hate. And if you're doing a whole bunch of things that you hate, if you're eating foods you don't like, if you're drinking foods you don't like, if you are exercising in a way that you don't like, you think it's gonna be sustainable? Nope, you're gonna yo-yo back to where you were. And you're gonna start over again next January. So instead of doing that with my clients, we're gonna be reasonable, and we're gonna make reasonable changes, a small degree of change. If you need to, write this one down. I'll say it more than once. Small degree of change executed with a large degree of consistency will give you dramatically better results than anything else. A small degree of change executed with a large degree of consistency will give you dramatically better results. Period. End of story. Every time. People who are trying to make dramatic changes, I went from coffee to this. I know, I go on tangents. But people who'd make dramatic changes, those are the yo-yo dieters. How do I know? Because it was me. That was former me. That was me who was every January, I'm going to get in the gym and work out for this long, and I'm going to do this much cardio, and I'm going to do 75 hard, and I'm going to eat nothing but salad. I'm going to give up sugar. Y'all, no. I have dessert every single night. Still, I love dessert. Hi, Jennifer. I do. I have a ton of cookbooks, actually. You can go find them at thecaloriedeficitqueen.com. Thecaloriedeficitqueen.com. I don't know how. Hi, teacher. Jennifer is a teacher. Yay. I love teachers. Yeah. At some point, I don't know where or when I thought of the name Calorie Deficit Queen, but I was like, I'm gonna try this on Instagram and see what happens, and boom, it stuck. Okay. My dog. Very loud. What time is it? It's 4:40 for me. Also, side note for anybody who wants to know this about me and my life. I feel like I'm a granny because I do this, but I do it. I typically eat dinner between 5 and 5:30, which is insanely early for, I know, I get it. A lot of y'all are like, oh my gosh, I don't eat dinner till like 8 o'clock. I don't know how people do that. I'm already like in bed at 8 o'clock. I'm like the lady at Luby's that wants to eat dinner at 5. But I also eat dessert every night. I eat dessert at like 7, and then I'm in bed by like 8. But I try to get a lot of sleep, because sleep is one of those habits that is very underrated for fat loss, muscle gain, body composition, all the things. If you are somebody who's trying to live off 5 hours of sleep every night and then also trying to make body composition change, well, good luck. You need to get more sleep. So, pardon me. Anybody else have a question for me? And if you want to go calculate your calorie deficit, y'all, thecaloriedeficitqueen.com. Click on Getting Started. Calculate your calorie deficit. It's free. Calculate your protein goal. It's free. I have it there so that you guys can get started. It's under the tab, Get Started. How many calories do I consume? So that totally depends. Now, here's the funny part. I just went and had a DEXA scan done. And I had a metabolic test done because I wanted to know, what is my resting metabolic rate? I'm going to get to my calories. Don't worry. And I found out, I was floored. I found out that my resting metabolic rate is 2,000 calories. Resting. That means if I didn't get up, that means if I didn't do anything, that means just for my body to function, it's 2,000 calories. When I look at my TDEE, my maintenance calories is right around 26, anywhere between 2,600 to 3,000 calories is my maintenance calories. So, but here's the deal. I created that life for myself. I created a life where I can eat 2,600 calories a day and not gain weight. How did I do that? Muscle building. Muscle building. Muscles. Muscles will burn 3 times more calories at rest than fat, period. Muscles burn 3 times more calories at rest than fat. So when I'm sleeping, guess what I'm doing? I'm burning calories. It's not about the hour that I'm spending in the gym. It's about the other 23 hours a day. So yeah, I can eat a ton of calories and not gain weight, which is wonderful. And that's ultimately that's what I want for my clients. Ultimately, when they meet with me and they tell me about how frustrated they've been and how overwhelmed they felt and how they've tried everything and nothing seems to work, I am so excited that they finally got on my link, booked a call with me. I'm happy that they're making a commitment to their health, and I'm so excited to get them started, because then we start seeing results, and then these ladies are like, wow, I never thought this was possible. I mean, I had a lady join me 2 weeks ago, and she went from being in the 200s to the 100s, and she told me she hasn't seen the 100s on her scale in quite some time and how excited she is about it. And it took 2 weeks to do that. And eventually, you know what I'm excited about? I'm excited that eventually we're going to get her, this woman, we're going to get her to her goal weight. And then not only that, I'm going to teach her how to do a proper reverse diet. We're going to build some muscle, and she's going to be able to eat more without gaining weight. And what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place that is. That is my dream for all of my clients. So, all right, well, it is almost my dinner time, y'all. Like, it takes me 20 minutes or so to cook the dinner and then get my kids riled up, and my husband's in the garage working out. He works from home, I work from home. I told myself January 1st I was going to start doing more Instagram lives. So here I am doing my second one of the year. So progress, right? So if you leave with anything, leave with two different things. I want you to leave with two things. Number one, small degree of change executed with a large degree of consistency will bring you dramatically better results. And number two, all the things, if you want to book a call with me and talk to me about your own journey, great, book a call with me. If you want to go find a cookbook, great, go find a cookbook. If you want to see about my group coaching, great, go see about my group coaching. If you want to calculate calorie deficit, go calculate calorie deficit. All of that is at thecaloriedeficitqueen.com. So go check out thecaloriedeficitqueen.com, and I'll see y'all later. Thanks for stopping by.